Tune in for the Tahoe Today Show every day, 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. We're going to take you through your local weather, your 7-day forecast. We're going to talk about road conditions, constructions. We're going to bring amazing guests into the studio. So tune in for the Tahoe Today Show.
Welcome back. As Tahoe Tonight continues, joining me now, I have Chris Larson sitting next to me and Bruce Barr, both from Tahoe Regional Planning Agency, TRPA. How are you guys?
Good, thank you.
Good.
Bruce is our forester, so he is the one that goes out there and inspects trees and decides whether or they can or they can't be taken down. All right,
which is one of those things for us residents here in Tahoe. There's always a lot of questions surrounding that. How do you need a permit to cut down all trees, some trees?
Just some trees. Trees that are over 14 inch in diameter at breast height or 4.5 feet off the ground that are alive. Dead trees do not typically require a permit on residential properties to be removed, and any trees under that 14 inch, dead or alive, can be removed without a permit.
Here's sort of a ground rule. If you go out to the tree and you stand up and you go chest high and you measure the circumference of that tree, if it's 14 inches or less and you're standing on the uphill side, it doesn't need a permit unless you're on a lakeshore property and it's from your house to the water's edge. Then it's 6 inches. Okay. So those are some of the things. So if it's under 14 inches, you can do it without a permit, but there are still a lot of questions that folks have about bigger trees. Of course, we want people to have defensible space. We want trees to be safe within the perimeter of the property, and Bruce can talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so trees that present a risk, high risk for failure, whether they have a structural defect, forked tops, major disease, cankers, things of that nature, trees that are within 5 feet of a structure, trees that have that potential to create harm or damage to either property or people. And then moving out, any trees that are forest health issues, insects, disease, or if thinning some of the trees would enhance the health of other trees.
Right. It was interesting. Years ago, we had Forrest come out, who is his name, come out and take a look at our trees with defensible space. And some of the ones that he tagged surprised me, and he explained why he was tagging some. There were some with 2 trunks, little super close grove, and his explanation with, living with fire in a fire-adapted community, and just the safety of the tree, the health of the tree also was really interesting. So it's important to call somebody who knows.
Correct. And some people will start by calling the person that they may want to hire to take the trees down, which is great. We have a tree service workshop every year that I hold. And the people come in, they know the rules, they know what requires a permit, and they can oftentimes help and guide people in that regard.
I think the big thing is if you have a question, if you get a tape measure, and if it's over 14 inches, you need to get a permit. You need to have Bruce come out and look at that. You need to document that. You need to protect yourself, and it's as much for protecting your own home and your property as anything else. And I think the big thing with fire defensible space is if you've got a large tree that is closer than 5 feet to the side of your home, that becomes a safety issue, and that's where we want folks to manage their property and manage their land and create that defensible space.
Yeah, go ahead.
One thing that I should clarify, when Chris mentions measuring the 14 inches, if you're measuring circumference on a normal tape, it's 44 inches. It's circumference divided by pi. I have a special tape that does that for me. It makes me look really smart. But diameter is different than circumference, so we call it 14-inch diameter, and that's what the difference is. I just wanted to clarify that.
Thank you, Bruce.
Fantastic. And do you charge anything to come out and look at people's property?
The fee for an application is $69. It just went up this year. It had been $53 for a long, long time, so it's still a bargain. You'll get the benefit of asking whatever questions you might have for your trees, and looking at the property and helping you out on them.
Thank you both very much.
Thank you.
Great information.
Thank you.
Tahoe Tonight continues after this.